Hello everybody, welcome back to Royal News with your host Swankytiger. Before we jump into the video, I just want to let you guys know that on Monday, me and Panda will do a stream together. It's basically Hearthstone School is coming back. So if you're a fan of Hearthstone, want to know some more or learn some decks, feel free to tune in on Monday. Times are up and link is in the description down below. With that being said, enjoy this video guys and have a wonderful weekend. Hey everybody, welcome. As many of you know that last Friday I decided not to stream or do anything really this weekend because I felt I need some time off just focusing in on more my private life because it's been a lot of hours that's been put into YouTube and the overlays working on some stuff. Anyways, with that being said, the Hi-Res decided to just drop this humongous bomb the day I decided not to be on Realm Royale. So this patch came out 6th of July, which is 2 days ago. And it's the second Hitscan weapons test that we are getting, and it's a freaking humongous patch. It's such a game changer. It's broken, it's weird, but we're gonna go through it together, step by step, what has been changed and what is happening to the game and where it's kind of going right now. So let's jump into this, all right? All right. So, one of the first things that you got in your patch notes, which I kind of feel is a good thing to cover up, is they like improving the anti-cheat system and they're gonna continue to fix that because I've been seeing some, I think it was on their Facebook page, a lot of people comment that there's been a lot of cheating, which kind of makes me wonder if I have been up against the cheaters, because the only thing I've really seen that's pretty crystal clear to me is that people have been teaming in duos and even in solos. It's happened maybe 3 or 4 times. It's not that much, but it's not fun, when they start to team up like two duos. That's four-man squad against two duos, and it's not fair. It's not fair, okay? Stop doing that if you're doing it. So that's pretty cool. They're working on the anti-cheat system. I really like that. Okay. So, next up, we got some gameplay stuff. Weapon tracer effects has been updated. One of the things they decided to do once again is they changed the base health and the starting armor to the old ones, where you had 1,200 health and 200 armor. So you're no longer gonna start with 1,500 or 100 armor. Is all gonna be 1,200 health and 200 armor once you jump in to the game. Uh, One thing they also decided to tweak again, they just testing all these kind of stuff out, is that they kind of changed how much armor you get from your items. So that's been reduced with almost half. Basically, you have all of the stats like the starting green, the old start off was 200, but it's now going to be 100, and then it's going to keep on scaling, of course, all the way up to legendary. So the legendary one gives you 250 now instead of 350 armor. I don't know how I feel about it because sure, I really like that 1200 health with 200 armor, but we're getting a lot of new weapons and all that kind of stuff. So we just have to try and do some tweaking and some testing. I'm gonna put in more opinions once we get to the weapon part. All right. All right. So we got weapons. There's a lot of things happening here. Um, I know I think it was one of the latest videos we did when we talked about the weapon damage per rarity was kind of changed, and they decided to change it again. So this time it has been nerfed like by a bit, to be honest. But it's still like 100%, of course, at the base. And then we had 110 on the green instead of 120. And what is really interesting is the difference between the epic and legendary, which has, let's start with the legendary one, who had 160% weapon damage, and now they decided to put it at 130, and the epic one has gone from 140 to 120, which is a lot of percentage. That's 20% and it's 30%, so it's kind of scaling a lot, which is a big impact on the game. I can kind of understand why they changed the weapon damage due to they changed the base health and the starting armor, so it can be really cool to see how that's gonna work. It's kind of like the old system, so I think it's gonna be good. One thing they have removed now from the sniper rifle when it comes to the assassin class is that headshot damage that you got the bonus for 150% is now back down to 100%, so it's not gonna deal any extra damage for you once you hit a headshot, which is kinda a sad face for me because I'm an assassin main, so that's a big bummer for me to be honest. But you just gotta adapt, improvise, and just overcome every obstacle. That's just how it is. So they decided to remove as well the Venom pistol and R rifle as is no longer in the game. It's only temporarily, so don't worry, my guys. It's probably gonna come back. They're probably doing some rework on it, which they kind of need both the R rifle and the Venom pistol, because Venom pistol feels like a stormtrooper pistol. All right, it's just pew pew pew, and you kind of hurt them a little bit, just poke them in the butt. But it's nothing more than that. You can't really kill anybody. Therefore the stormtrooper name. Anyways, it's not funny when you explain it, right? Nah. Anyways, burst rifle, revolver, and heirloom rifle are no longer projectile. It's gonna be all out hit scan weapons, which is kind of interesting because I tried out the heirloom rifle when I was playing some games, and it's really blooming, like spreading when you shoot, and you can shoot hell of a fast, but it's not accurate anymore as it used to be. So I kind of miss the old heirloom in my opinion. I still feel like I should try out the heirloom a little bit more before I jump into any conclusions. The burst and the revolver is not a favorite gun of mine, so to me it doesn't really matter right now on the revolver or the burst because it's too little damage. And then we got some cool new stuff, which is kind of freaking broken. It's not that broken. It's something else that's totally broken in this game. They decided to add a so-called assault rifle, and it's a hit scan weapon, and it has this all variation with the damage, which is kind of freaking messed up. All right, so why is the assault rifle kind of broken in my opinion? Let me break it down for you, okay? So they take the rear assault rifle, it's 130 damage, and it does 10 shots per second. Now that's 1.3k damage in 1 second, guys. Then again, you have to hit all of your shots, um, but it's still a lot of damage coming out. And I've been trying out the assault rifle. I feel like it might be have to lower the base damage of all the rarities on it before it's actually more balanced, because early game wise it's really 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 strong, and if you manage to get a pretty good tier on it later on after mid game, it's still gonna deal a hell of a lot of damage. So hopefully gonna fix that. It's a cool new gun, don't get me wrong, but they still need to fix it a little bit more, in my opinion at least. So they've done some more tweaks to the burst rifle as well, which they has reduced the fire rate, increased clip size, reload time has been increased apparently, and they also added damage fall off. Accuracy values has also been adjusted, so it's gonna be much easier to use it. The burst rifle is a cool gun, but I feel like it might be doing some more testing with it before I can jump to any conclusions or really put up opinion on it, because it's a really cool gun, but it's just that I'm having a hard time using these kind of burst guns. It's kind of throwing me off when I'm trying to aim and that kind of stuff. So the crossbow's fire rate has been reduced, so it shoots a little bit faster. I really like the crossbow, but this damage fall off has been bugging me off a little bit lately, that we talked about earlier in the old video. So if you want to know more about the crossbow changes that's been happening before it, make sure you check out my other video, the first one we made Alrighty, good, good. So next up is the Earlham rifle, which has been, like I said, it's been now a hitscan weapon. Fire rate has been reduced. That's what I talked about. It's shooting super fast. It's just that even though the accuracy values has been adjusted, it's still blooming a lot when you're shooting with it. Um, I feel like you should only just keep it as it were, so to speak. Use one shot, lined up one shot, and just try and keep the crosshair, and not just going all menace. Unless you're standing in their face, then you can just go all menace with a gun, I guess. But other than that, it's not really accurate when you're just spraying with it and just going crazy. So just keep on doing one taps on mid range and long range, in my opinion, because it's gonna spread a lot. The revolver has been changed a little bit with the reload time, and the shotgun has also been changed. They kind of adjusted once again the damage fall off on it. Still not a big fan of the shotgun. I feel like it's super bad compared to every other gun that you can find in the game. It will still mess people up. So yeah, the shotgun headshot bonus I haven't seen that much of because you need to really be lucky in my opinion almost, and people will still just shred you apart. So they still need to do some testing with other guns to make sure the shotgun kind of can feel balanced and good to use early game or even late game if they want to, if you want to. That's just my opinion. All right, so here's the fun part with SMG. It deals 100 damage. You can shoot 15.2 shots per second. That is, of course, if you're up close, it's gonna deal the maximum potential of damage. But it's still a lot of damage. That's basically 1.5. No, that's 1.5k damage per second, and it just shreds people apart. It's a really cool gun. Same with the auto rifle, assault rifle. I mean, um, but I feel like also when we're adding this assault rifle, this SMG, it's starting to feel more fantasy, like Panda said. And the thing I really enjoy with Realm Royale is this medieval thing. Like I feel like the burst rifle and the auto rifle they had was kind of cool stuff. They just need to tweak it a little bit, and it could have been really good. Because with this new patch, when they added SMG and the assault rifle, it kind of tilts and changed everything, how the game is working, and it feels like if you have an SMG, you basically will get the top 10 and just win the game. And like it's just broken. You feel the same thing is when you land at the beginning. If you find an SMG, you will win the fights 90% of the time, 95 even, and just conquer the area if you have an SMG. It doesn't matter if you find a epic heirloom or a epic slug rifle, unless you're really good at hitting headshots, because they just have to jump into you and just shred you apart. Because I think you managed to get 2 shots on them and they would just have already killed you after your 2 shots with the slug rifle. So yeah, the SMG needs a lot of tweaking because it's too open OP. It is too broken. Um, in my opinion, they should not put that in the game. They should just focus on performance and making sure everything's working fine in the servers, and just do some tweaking with the burst and the assault instead. I mean, not the assault. What I'm saying, dudes, the burst rifle and the all rifle. But it's a really cool gun. I feel like they should just stick with the medieval theme, in my opinion. And one of the things they changed as well is the sword damage has been buffed. And to me, that doesn't really matter that much right now, but still, they kind of changed the base damage from 620 to 690 damage, which is almost as much as a legendary warrior's axe deals when you throws them. That's supposed to be a legendary. So yeah, it's a lot of cool changes that's happening to the game. But as I said, along with this patch, it's been really bad in my opinion due to that. Not only is the SMG too broken, the assault rifle does a little bit too much damage. There's also been a lot of bugs where once you kill a person, there's no drop. There's just shards and a chicken trophy. And that bug has been kind of destroying the game because you get so little stuff. Like you barely have any armor, you will barely have any potions, you will barely have any good weapons. So you kind of just run around with a gray SMG all the game with maybe 2 legendary pieces that you have for armor. But other than that, that's just it. Like that's how it is right now. There's a lot of bugs happening in the game with drops and how the system is working. It's not working right now in my opinion. So they have to just take a step back, fix the SMG, fix the assault rifle, just focus on tweaking the burst and the auto ones and the performance on the servers. That's what they should be focusing on instead of adding new stuff to the game right now. With that being said, my bros, that was the patch notes for today's video. This came out 6th of July, so I'm sorry it's a little bit late. But anyway, broskies, that is the SMG and the all rifle and this messed up big ass Pooperino patch. It's alpha, I know. Anyway, broskies, thank you so much for tuning in. You can find all the links in the description down below with my social media, my Twitch and everything. And don't forget to check out Hearthstone School Monday that we're bringing out once again. And have a wonderful weekend, boys, and we'll see you all in the next one. Okay, bye bye.